Mages, my specialty.
Venatori ahead.
Mine.
Rook? It's us against gods, Harding.
I am right here, you know.
It's fine. We can talk about something else. What's Katerina like?
After so long in this pit, I barely remember. So, hiring the demon of Virantium was your suggestion.
It was a possible lead. Finding things and tracking Venatori. That's what I'm here for.
After all the jobs I did in Minrathous, the last thing I expected was a Tevinter mage to be involved in breaking me out. Never mind two of them.
Well, good. I'd hate for assassins to find me predictable.
The demon of Virantium, huh? And they called you that before, the demon.
Ah, you don't have that enchanted barbed arrow in your quiver because you think it's pretty.
It is, though, isn't it? The red shimmer is the enfeebling magic, and the spike tip is designed to splinter inside the target.
Very nice.
I thought you'd like that. I really hope I don't have to use it, though. Cost me a lot of gold.
That's why you only have the one.
Well, I only need one. Especially from this close.
You cannot help but flinch whenever I use my skills. You think, this time he's definitely gone full demon.
It's not personal.
If you're watching me in battle, you leave yourself open to our actual enemies.
The power of the demon-possessed assassin should make up for how twitchy everyone else gets, right?
Thea told me you were fearless. Threatening the demon of Virantium to his face certainly proves it.
You know, it's actually the opposite. I'm afraid of what you are.
I'm brutally honest. She didn't mention that part.
I've seen demons. I know how they can corrupt. I know it won't even be your fault if it happens. But I won't let someone else turn on my friends, no matter how scared I am.
Good. Keep your bow close.
So, the demon of Virantium.
The name wasn't literal when I got it.
No, but the reputation that went with it.
I suppose I earned it.
And then some. Assuming my sources are accurate.
Past reputation means nothing when your current contract's still open.
I know the feeling. You know, you're somewhat famous among the Shadow Dragons. At least the demon of Virantium is.
Famous or infamous?
Because you're a mage killer. You turned that title on the Venatori. That's a point in your favor.
I saw some of the Shadows' work before. Well, anyway, their good opinion is worth having.
You know, we have more comfortable rooms and basically infinite space, so why,
Why does the trained assassin prefer a quiet, unassuming spot with good choke points?
Guess you just answered that question.
Besides, I'm closer to the coffee.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, Lucanis, but how did the Venatori stick you with spite?
They fed me something. Like he was a parasite in uncooked meat.
You know, I've spent lots of time around demons, but I've never heard of them being used that way.
Zara said she got the idea from some cult in Orlais. They used it on seekers, who are immune to demons.
That cold. I felt it the moment the boat docked.
Even Spite felt the chill. I did not know he could.
The Venatori were growing demons in people? That's what was happening in the ossuary?
Zara was trying to get certain types of demons. Some are harder to summon than others, I guess. They were waiting for Spite to break out of my body like I was a cocoon for a moth.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't, but why didn't he?
We made a deal. Mierda. This place makes my eyeballs itch.
Lucanis, if you lose control of Spite, I'll have to put you both down. No hard feelings.
Good. But you should know, all the people who ever tried to kill me are dead.
Hey, Lucanis, you haven't seen a glowing crystal, have you? About this big?
In the pantry?
It, might be moving around. Crawling, even.
I'll keep watch.
The sauce is just cheese?
And the pasta water. Yes, and it has to be good cheese.
That shouldn't work. The sauce should break apart.
And even cooking is more complicated than magic. Sometimes.
I heard crows can strangle a Kunari with their own darsam.
With their what?
The ropes Kunari wear. You can strangle us with them, but only if they're tied wrong.
Why would we strangle you with your arm ropes? Why wouldn't we just stab you?
Doing it with the darsam makes it look like an accident.
We're professional assassins. Most of the time, when we kill someone, we want people to know it was us.
Oh, okay. But you could strangle a Kunari with their darsam if you wanted to.
Of course.
So, Lucanis, you're an Antivan crow.
Yes.
Do all crows have demons in them?
What? No.
It's fine if they do. I'm Rivani. Our seers let spirits possess them for ceremonies.
Well, Antivan crows don't. Spite was put into me by the Venatori.
Oh, that's messed up.
From what I hear, your mother is intense.
Yep.
It can be hard, trying to live up to that.
Is your mother like that?
My mother died when I was young. I was raised by my grandmother, Katerina. She was very intense as well.
Right. The Venatori got her. You're gonna kill the ones that did.
Yes, I am. In Rivain, the water's always falling down. In Antiva, it rises up out of the floorboards in your basement. Easy enough.
What? How?
Where did he even get that from?
You were frying things in the kitchen last night.
I needed something to do.
At 4 in the morning?
Sorry if I woke you up.
You got any more of those fried things?
I'll make another batch. Tash, those things the Antam are becoming, rivers, what do you know about them?
Nothing. Normal Kunari don't do crap like that. But I can kind of see it for the Antam.
How?
Antam only care about being bigger and stronger. Of course they'd serve the gods and turn into monsters.
It's going to make clearing them out of Treviso a challenge.
Good thing the crows are there. Crow kill!
Stretching the legs?
I'm not trapped underwater anymore. Everything is stretching my legs. This is quite the treasure hoard.
Is it true that crows are forbidden to take gold unless it's to kill someone?
No. We need gold to pay for things.
Your coffee smells good.
Do you want a cup?
Nah, coffee messes with my guts. Smelling it's enough.
So, Emric, you're a Mortalitasi.
Mortalitasi is a general term. I belong to the Morn Watch.
But you are a necromancer.
Yes, certainly.
As a spirit mage, Emric, you must sense spite.
I'm sorry that you two came together under such unjust circumstances. Ah. My sympathies.
You can hear spite? Even when he doesn't take me over?
This close, yes.
I am so sorry.
You don't think highly of spirit magic, Lucanis, because of your experiences with the Venatori, I suppose.
Partly.
I assure you that performed with care, necromancy is no more harmful than any other magecraft.
There is a difference. Fire and ice spells kill people. They don't bring them back again.
What's so objectionable about a simple reanimation?
It's a waste of hard work. So, the Grey Wardens have griffins.
What of it?
It's another secret your order's been keeping.
What does that mean?
Wardens act like the heroes of Teras, but they hide just as many shadows as they fight.
And your crows are saints?
No, but we don't pretend to be. We're honest about our work. How is Minrathous since the dragon attack?
After the dragon attack, after demons swarmed the streets, after the palace shot at everyone, we're having a ball.
Sorry.
What for? You didn't attack the city. The shadow dragons are dealing with it. At least, we're trying to. I just worry about Asher. He rests as much as we do.
How many of your cases trace back to the Venatori?
Too many, if you're hoping the cult's not a problem. Not enough if you want to blame them for every hurt the city suffers.
Of course.
If you want a less complicated answer, you won't find it in Minrathous, or anywhere else.
That place where Rook found you, the ossuary. What else goes on there?
Nothing good.
How did you survive it?
Shut down completely. Think nothing, feel nothing, except what you need to escape.
What's left?
If you're lucky, revenge. And bad dreams. So I heard we're on a rotation for cooking?
Supposed to be, and used to be, but, well,
What is it?
well, some of it's an acquired taste. So I tend to do most of the cooking, a lot of the time.
You're an independent? There's no detectives guild in Minrathous?
They're called city guards, usually, and they're useless.
There must be other detectives in the city, though. The weight of Minrathous does not sit solely on you.
Depends on which day of the week you're asking.
The chantry over there used to be the preferred meeting spot for our clients before the invasion.
The richer chantries are lit up in Minrathous. Theatre, inside and out.
What do you do when you finish a job?
I think that's great. Then maybe grab a bite to eat, then take notes on anything that feels like a loose end.
A short-lived celebration.
What can I say? The work doesn't always tie up when you think it does. I guess that's less true for you? When the target's dead.
The contract's done. Though sometimes they're not as dead as you think. If you're looking for the apples, I put them in the kitchen.
I was looking for you, actually.
You have a job for me?
No, I was just wondering if you were okay in here. We could get you a room. The Lighthouse just makes more...
It's easy to trap spite in here, and there's snacks, and no view of the Fade. I'm good, Harding. This is actually not too bad.
For what?
Getting rid of evidence. After an assassination, some clients don't want the body hanging around. Too many questions.
You just dump it out here in the Fade?
Who would ever know?
I would.
That can be dealt with.
Here's the part where I back away slowly.
Do you get the feeling we're being watched when we're in the catacombs?
There's something down here. But then, it's Minrathous. Who knows what's down here?
Has your friend tried another break for the Illuvian?
No, but if you see him, me,
You got it. Big difference from the wealthier parts of Treviso.
it will eventually be lost to the waves, or Italian will build a villa here. You can never tell. Looking for a little light reading?
I thought Solus might have some books on ancient dwarves. What do you like to read for fun, Lucanis?
Romance.
Romance? Really?
Why is that so hard to believe?
I hope Manfred didn't cause too much of a mess, Lucanis.
He's enthusiastic about making tea. I give him that.
So you've had jobs where you killed your target, and then, surprise, they aren't dead.
I've had a demon possess the corpse immediately afterwards. Technically, the target was dead, but try explaining that to the person who hired you. And there was an incident with someone who'd been impersonating the real target for years. We had to renegotiate who that contract was actually for.
So the work's not so cut and dried.
They all wound up dead in the end.
Got the sample.
Mierda.
Spite still behaving?
As much as ever.
You live another day.
And so do you. Spite would shred you after I tore you apart.
Figured you more for a gentleman assassin.
I'm a professional, not a gentleman. I get the job done. Manners don't come into it. Ilario has always been rash. He acts on his first instinct when he should wait for his second. I was always pulling him out of trouble. Then he always stood by me through my own.
Got it.
The Meras crossing, now this. If this is a window into what the gods can do with a blight...
I've never seen a surge like this.
Check out the ballista. Could be useful.
Are you looking for an excuse to fire that thing? Davrin, for all your worry about me, you've got your own problems.
I'll take them any day over being possessed.
You're a warden. You've got actual blight inside you.
So you know a few warden's secrets.
Your blood reacts to darkspawn and can drive you mad when Archdemon shows up. And if you survive that, you eventually wander alone into the deep roads to die.
That's the vow I took.
Until you snap. I've seen it happen.
Not me.
Everyone says that. I'll be watching.
The wetlands are unsettling.
Welcome to warden life. We get more of this than visits to sunny cafes.
Even Spite's unnerved. I have layers of unease. Davrin, you haven't asked me in a while.
If you mean Spite, I'm laying low.
Right. Don't spook the quarry.
Especially when the quarry can lie to your face. You say Spite's under control. How do I know that isn't Spite talking?
The wings are a giveaway. But I'm glad we're keeping you on your toes. I think we're getting low on onions again. Spite thinks you're afraid of me.
I hardly know you.
So it's Spite you're afraid of, then?
No, maybe cautious around. I once got bitten by a hunger demon that turned people into werewolves. We broke the curse, so that was fine. But yes, cautious.
Fair enough.
Hey, Lucanis. When we were at that market, the lady selling ribbons was into you.
Smelled like strawberries and blood.
Hey, Spite. Eyes on me. That is a no. We do not talk about what other people smell like without their permission. Okay?
Fine. You're not scared of Spite?
I'm Ravani. We got all kinds of spirits.
What makes you think the ribbon seller was interested in me?
Caught her scent.
Not fair! You just said! It must haunt you, Davrin. Knowing the blight inside you will be your end someday.
Spite could be yours.
Could be. But as a Grey Warden, it will be.
How do you know so much about wardens?
We've done business.
They hired you?
There was a contract.
Were they the mark?
It's complicated. Another time.
What was that warden business you were talking about, Lucanis?
Not all of your order meets their end so nobly.
What does that mean?
Some would rather leave before the blight takes them. The crows oblige.
Wait, you're saying they hire you to...
They're both the client and the mark.
What?
They make a choice. We oblige them.
I don't want to know anymore. Lucanis, how do you decide when one of your targets deserves to die?
Usually when the client pays up front.
I'm serious. Do you just kill anyone?
No. There has to be merit.
Merit? Who decides that?
The talon of the house.
And then you just carry out the order?
It's my job.
Must be tough to sleep at night.
You kill for a living too, Davrin. How do you sleep at night?
Like a baby. The things I hunt are pure evil. Monsters. There are no shades of gray with Darkspawn. But you...
Provide a service.
What if your target doesn't deserve to die?
Who does? Good, bad. Everyone dies eventually. We just speed things up.
Could have fooled me. Then tell me this, Lucanis. Suppose you had a contract to assassinate me. Would you take it?
Depends. What did you do?
Nothing. Maybe I pissed off the wrong guy at a bar.
That's trivial. It's beneath the crows.
What if I stole the guy's money?
Then he couldn't afford to pay us.
You're avoiding the question.
Is it weird I was cheering you on?
Sorry? Cheering me on when?
Oh, when you almost got Gillinane, I was thinking, go, Lucanis! I hope he stabs her.
I don't think anyone cheers for assassins, usually.
Right. And she's technically still one of my gods, so, you know, weird.
That's probably not what makes it weird. You're not upset about taking a contract on your goddess? Even just a little bit. If I'd lived my whole life revering Gillinane, I'd be upset.
No. Whatever we were worshipping, it wasn't her. It's what we were told she was. The Evanuris oppressed our people. Now we get to fight back. I feel pretty good about that.
I know that face. You're running what happened at Weishaupt through your head, aren't you?
I was so close.
It can't really help to dwell on your mistakes over and over.
I'm not dwelling. I'm analyzing.
Gillinane is a god. Or godlike anyway. We did great. You did great. But analyze away, if you're sure it helps.
Zara's dead, Lucanis. Figured you'd be happier.
Solve one problem, another takes its place.
I'll give you that. I hunted a viper claw once, only to find a blood wraith at the end of the trail.
I found Ilario at the end of mine.
Look on the bright side. What good are you as an assassin without a mark to hunt?
Hey, what's going on with Spite?
He's throwing a tantrum. He wanted to kill Zara, but Ilario got there first. She was mine!
Hey, no interrupting. You talk when it's your turn.
Never my turn. It's fine. I'm dealing with it.
The Venatori stuck the two of you together? Neither of you got a say in it?
No.
That's messed up.
So, Tash, are you nervous around me?
What? No.
But what about all the frightening stories your mother told you?
She stopped telling me those stories after she found me up on our roof. I had a butter knife in each hand and the tablecloth tied around my neck.
You wanted to be a crow after all your mother did to make them sound terrifying.
The crows sounded amazing. Also, you had capes.
This explains so much about you.
Hey, could you teach me how to be a crow?
Why would you want to be a crow?
Crows are great. You have flashy outfits, you do flips and stuff.
We kill people. You already know how to do that.
You have capes.
We train in acrobatic work from the time we're children. It's brutal, punishing.
Whoa.
I suppose I could give you a few pointers on killing with flair. What were we talking about?
Bathing in blood? Using it to restore your life force? That's pretty bad, even for a Magister.
That's just being a Venatori. To them, the only difference between a vial of lyrium and a living person is that lyrium is valuable.
Right. Like I said, pretty bad, even for a Magister.
Yeah. Syrian were close before.
He was the one person I could always count on, who always had my back.
You thought he was dead, and then he turned up alive and a monster. We're in the clear. You were saying, I wonder if Hilario feels the same way. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Your brother isn't a real monster. I'm giving it back. The arrow stays in your quiver.
I just wanted you to know that
You carried it because you couldn't trust me. Now carry it because I trust you.
There. It's over.
Spite. Did not like fighting that. Let's not stay long.
1,000-year banishment to the Fade. The Watchers will make note of the date. How many crow houses are there, Lucanis?
A few dozen. Only 5, I'd recommend.
You've all such a fierce reputation outside Antiva.
Doing a job is different from doing it well. My grandmother knew what that took. I need to focus.
You like to keep things sparse.
Easier that way.
I get it. The man who kills people for a living has to be able to move quickly. Nowhere is home, everything's temporary.
Grey Wardens don't have it any better. Most of you don't last very long.
No, we don't. Weishaupt was our refuge.
At least you've got the Lighthouse now.
have you thought about calling him something else?
Who?
Spite?
Spite?
Exactly. Imagine being called Spite all the time, like broody or short. Wouldn't you forget you could be anything else?
I don't think you understand how demons work.
I understand that they're spirits, and spirits have been known to change.
You're thinking about it again.
What?
Gillenane. Playing it over in your head won't change the ending.
I need to know what went wrong.
And the good of that game only lasts so long.
You're lecturing me about letting things go?
Oh, I'm awful at it. Of all my charming qualities, that's not the one to copy.
This seems the best solution to your spite problem.
You mean your spite problem?
If he takes control, if you're no longer you, I can give you a little push into the Fade.
How thoughtful.
Pays to be prepared.
How do all of Emmerich's pens end up in here? Long night?
I'm still getting used to the dream thing.
What was your dream about?
Tomatoes. Or maybe they were apples?
At least it wasn't the one where you show up to a job naked from the waist down.
Huh. Where did you put your extra knives?
All right. You asked what I do when I finish a job. What about you? How does the infamous Crow celebrate a finished contract? Moody contemplation? The finest wine in crystal glasses at your villa?
I prefer my moody contemplation with a good Antivan coffee. Otherwise, yes. You must find that pretentious.
I find it honest. Lucanis, you knew you would be a crow when you were young, right?
Yes, and I wanted to be, most of the time.
Bet you never saw all this happening.
No, I thought I'd have a pet wyvern by now. What about you? Did young Nev solve mysteries in Minrathous?
I was always stubborn and asked too many questions. Maybe all this was meant to be.
So you and Rook are a thing?
Why?
You should pop out the wings while you're with her.
Really?
Maybe take her flying. Girls love flying.
You like flying. It's more of your thing about dragons.
Your call.
1, 2, fly like a dragon.
Do you think you could?
No. What's going on?
People keep asking me about my feelings.
I know how that is.
How does it feel using they? Have you told your mother? When are you telling your mother?
Always when you're trying not to think about your feelings.
Right? Talking just makes me more sad.
Too much talking. Kill instead.
Yes, exactly. Wait, was that you or Spite?
I think in this case, he speaks for both of us. Right. First lesson on flair. When you take down an enemy, you call out something casual.
Why casual?
Because it's unnerving. It makes anyone nearby think that for you, killing this person meant nothing.
So you just say something casual, like, hey.
That's too casual. You need the veneer of formality.
You said to be casual.
But you have to show them good manners to contrast with the fact that you just killed someone.
This is complicated.
It isn't usually this hard to explain. All right, Dash. New plan on killing with flair. I'll tell you what to say.
Okay, I'm ready.
You've taken down an enemy. You smile at him, making sure that you're making eye contact with his allies as you do. And then you say, "The crows send their regards." Go on, try it.
The crows ask their regards.
Por la sangre del hacedor.
Wait, I think I said axe.
I know.
Maybe because I was thinking about how I just hit the guy in the face with an axe.
I know, Dash.
The crows ask their regards. Hey, I'm sorry I'm a bad crow.
You're not a bad crow. I'm a bad teacher. The goal of the clever line is to unnerve your enemies, so they don't swarm you while you're vulnerable after your strike.
And to look good.
And to look good, yes. But you don't need a clever line to unnerve your enemies. Try your growl. Perfect. Your enemy's morale will be shattered. I will have Teya order you a cape.
Yes.
I have felt you move against me, eating a city in such perfect condition.
I know you. Spite felt your presence in the ossuary. One of Zara's pets.
She took me there a while, but I have been here much longer.
What now? What's that look?
Turns out you can smile. A real one, even. And more than once.
Of course I can. I'm guessing there's a point to your observations?
Only that Rook's good for you.
Straight to the point.
She's right, though.
See? Now, isn't that sweet? So you and Spite are friends now? Can't say my money was on that one.
I would have lost that bet, too.
If it lets you sleep at night. Unless this clears the way for new and different midnight brooding.
I wouldn't put it past me. Rook, about what happened in the Fae, or my mind. If I trust my thoughts to anyone, it's you.
My champions offer themselves willingly. More works of precision laid low before finding their full potential.
You will have new subjects in recompense, whatever you wish.
Rook's assassin. His flesh could be given true wings and a face that better suits one who carries a demon.
Inspired. Consider it done.
She is welcome to try.
If they touch you, death will be the least of their problems.
How did it go?
Very well, thank you.
I knew Rook would give you good advice.
Actually, as it turns out, Strife does indeed collect knives. So your suggestion was excellent as well.
Really? That has never worked for me. I can give you the name of my blacksmith.
Lucanis, were you really spurned once for gifting someone a knife?
Not spurned so much as ignored. I just don't have Hilario's gift for flirting.
Well, we all approach things in our own way. Who was it, if I might ask? The recipient of your gift?
A crow from another house. It was a long time ago.
I'm surprised that the gift wasn't better received then.
You've met him. He's very particular.
I worry Strife and I don't have much in common. We come from such different places.
You're not that different. You both enjoy finding the strangest magical thing you can and poking it.
True, we share the thrill of discovery, but is that enough?
You actually like being around each other. That's already better than any of my cousin's romances.
Hilario didn't strike me as a romantic, no. What of your own relationships?
All one of them? I'll let you know. I don't know what she sees in me, but I'm happy just being around her.
Lucanis, about what happened at Weishaupt.
Was an embarrassment to the crows.
Not what I meant. We were both thrown off our game. I shouldn't even be alive.
Neither should Gillanane.
Point is, we bounced back. We're not the sort who lose sight of our quarry because things got a little rough. We get near her again, we'll strike true. I'm sure of it.
If I'd been faster, quicker with the dagger at Weishaupt, Gillanane would be dead now.
I was there, Lucanis. I saw it myself. From one professional to another, you did everything you could.
I missed the target.
You also pulled off the most incredible acrobatic assassination attempt I've ever seen.
Well, if you're going to kill, do it in style. Just remember the killing part.
Next time.
Enough blight to drown a man. That's not a good sign.
You can feel it down there. Ready?
If I can stop at this rod, I'm in.
We did it! A dragon must have been the god's final weapon to take the crossroads.
It is good to remove unwanted guests.
Let's go.
Emric, did you know Spite thought you were still in the ossuary?
That private sphere of conception was inviolate.
So no?
Could Spite have described your dream prison until you faced it together?
You're kidding. I barely understood. Is this why we stopped sleepwalking? Spite understands. Space now?
Slowly, but it will come.
Nice work out there, Rook.
Hey, Lucanis. I heard Antivan crows make themselves invisible to dragons by imitating the dragon's shadow.
Who tells you these things? How would that even work?
I thought maybe you spread out your capes like wings, so she thinks you're her shadow and ignores you.
Tash, the Antivan crows only develop techniques for assassinations. Why would we learn techniques to fight dragons?
Maybe someone hired you to assassinate one?
Spirit of determination. May your enemies die bitter and imprisoned.
Yes! Good.
Don't encourage him. I do not understand why Nevarans are so obsessed with turning dead.
Undead.
Which is different from regular dead how?
The hope that one's soul can return to visit this world.
But you don't need to be dead for that. Your soul is here now.
Not forever.
Being out here make you and Spite feel like flying?
Not really.
I would fly all the time.
Need something, Tash?
You can't hide in here.
Who says I'm hiding?
Fade crap is everywhere, even here.
True, but here I have snacks.
Lucanis, have you ever had a dream where you forgot you had a job to do?
And you only remember it at the last moment, all the time.
And then you go to do the job, and your teeth fall out.
For me, it's always, and then I left my boots in Treviso somehow. First talon of the crows. I knew Katarina wanted it one day. I thought it would be on her deathbed if I lived to see it.
You and Spite have reached a new equilibrium, Lucanis.
He's less noisy.
We have an agreement and coffee.
And the magic around you has much finer etheric transfusion.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you smooth over these little entanglements. I'd like to further explain about the undead, if I may.
I do not understand necromancy even a little bit, Emmerich. But the undead are still dead.
Say, for the sake of theory, we imagine an undead being that could transcend death. They might pass through it just as we would walk through a doorway to the room beyond.
Passing through the doorway of death is still death, Emmerich.
Perhaps.
I can't believe it. Your own cousin tried to kill you. It's just like one of my stories. Danger, intrigue, family drama.
They put that in stories? In Antiva, that's just a regular afternoon.
Do you think someday someone else will try to kill you and you'll suspect Ilario, but at the last minute he'll sacrifice himself to...
Bellara.
Right. Sorry. So, you and Spite, you two are okay now? I mean, he's not gonna keep hurting you or making you do things you don't want to?
We've come to an understanding. We fight our enemies together, and we both get coffee afterward.
Right. Makes sense.
Lucanis, the dream where you're being chased by monsters?
Is it the one where you feel like you're stuck in mud, or the one where you just cannot avoid them?
It was the first one. My legs would only move at a snail's pace.
That one's not as bad as the one where I climb a wall and they're already at the top.
So, you and Spite, how do you decide on things like where to walk or who gets to do what?
When I figure that out, I'll let you know.
Have you considered my suggestion?
Reading to Spite, to bring us closer.
Might I suggest some classic tragedies? Or perhaps you're in the mood for the old epic poems?
I think I'll let Spite pick.
Can Antivan crows eat meat?
We're not actually birds, Dash.
I thought maybe you had to stay light to do all the flips and shit.
Tell me we're close to getting this thing open. There's an entire Venatori army coming for us.
We may have freed the Dalish, but Elgernon will only let so much slip through his grasp. And that dragon, mierda. I've had enough of dragons.
Lucanis, was anything out of place in here this morning?
A little. Why?
Oh, excellent. Were the objects moved larger than a bread box?
Emmerich, why are you asking?
Merely gathering information to test a theory.
Mierda. What kind of weapons were the Veil Jumpers using? I've never seen that before.
Whatever they could find. We've recovered hundreds of artifacts now. Some of them are weapons.
So why not use them more often? They seemed useful.
You can only use them once. Then you have to charge them up again, which we don't know how to do.
Not that useful then. So Spite doesn't worry you.
Well, a little bit. But Rook trusts you, and so I do too.
What if Rook's wrong about me though? I am an assassin, a paid killer.
Well, no one's paying you to kill me, so I figure I'm probably safe.
True. I noticed you weren't at the supper table last night. Are you not feeling well?
Oh, you noticed? I wasn't hungry.
Harding made her potato stew.
I had no idea that she was cooking.
I didn't know that could happen to potatoes. It was a learning experience.
It usually is.
Bellara, why are they called Veil Jumpers? What are they jumping over?
It's more that we're jumping into problem spots and less that we're jumping things, in general.
I wouldn't want the crows to start being called death climbers, is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. But what about
death jumpers, right?
So when the Veil Jumpers deal with a relic, who hires you?
Nobody? Who in a forest would hire us?
That's exactly what I was wondering. How do you get your jobs?
We figure out where reality's collapsing and go there.
I can't believe we've got another archdemon to deal with.
This time will go better.
It has to.
Do you think you'll survive this one?
I don't know. Getting out of Weishaupt alive might have been a fluke.
It cannot be. A son needs you. I wouldn't mind you sticking around either.
You're not so bad yourself.
First Talon, as if you weren't fancy already.
I try.
And Ilario.
His family. And I hope the cousin I knew is still there.
You won't know till you know.
Emmerich, can you explain to Spite why we're not just flying off into pieces?
The roots of this place are ancient. They run past what even a spirit might sense. But the short answer, Spite, is magic.
Thank you. He believes you and not me for some reason.
Impartiality, perhaps?
Rook.
You saw Katerina recently. How is she?
The same as always. She's been through too much. She should take some time. But will she listen to me? There's no arguing with her.
If you need a leg to stand on, I've got a spare.
Not even that could save me.
You had quite the stack of letters. Intrigues from home?
It's the Via della Morte. There's upkeep, repairs. I'm being asked if I should redecorate the main dining room. I'm not sure what to do. I make a mistake, both Katerina and Thea will kill me.
My entire Minrathous apartment could fit in your main dining room. If you're looking for help, you've got the wrong address.
Is it strange for you, Davrin? Being alive after Weishaupt?
I still don't know what to think.
Word among the crows is that few Grey Wardens have ever faced an archdemon and survived.
I could feel some kind of energy when my blade struck. I thought that was the end.
And now that it isn't?
I'll grow old with a griffin.
Gosh, Harding keeps asking me what your favorite foods are.
Why is she asking you?
I think she wants to surprise you with something.
But you told me. It's not a surprise now.
I'm pretty sure whatever Harding makes will be surprising no matter what.
Lucanis, do you ever wake up angry at someone for something they did in a dream?
Not personally, but Viago still stares daggers at me for throwing his pet snake out a window in a dream.
How could dream you do such a thing to an innocent snake?
If I ever meet him, I'll be sure to ask what he was thinking. Spite, could you not? Mierda.
Hey, I'm glad you got her back. Katerina.
About your mother.
Hey, don't. You helped your grandmother. She's proud of you.
Not that she'd ever show it. Your mother was proud of you too.
She knew who I am.
Ah, here you are. Davrin, you really think the Griffins will be safe with the Wardens?
I have to. The past is behind us. What happened was 400 years ago.
History has a bad habit of repeating.
It won't while I'm still around. If there's any hint of trouble, the Wardens will have me to answer to.
Isn't that how Isaiah got into trouble?
Yeah, but I don't plan on turning into Darkspawn, so I think we're safe.
Did you need me? I'm yours.
What is... Is that the blight eruption?
Mierda.
First Talon.
What?
Seeing if you've got the hang of your new title yet.
Right. Me. First Talon.
If you join the Wardens, you could become the first Warden who's also First Talon.
The first Talon Warden?
Or First Talon First Warden.
Is that the first Talon who is a Warden, or the first Talon First Warden?
So many possibilities.
So the Gloomhowler was once a Grey Warden?
Not proud of it.
I seem to remember saying you couldn't trust wardens. Bad blood in their veins.
I thought we moved past all that.
Oh, we did. It's just, when I'm right, I'm right.
Uh-huh.
I went sailing with Hilario once. Take away the blight, and the boat ended up like that one. I wonder what happened to the Gloomhowler, Isaiah, that she became so twisted.
Probably lived in the shadows too long. Her guilt turned to rage.
Then she turned into a monster.
Something you and I could learn from. A person deals with death and darkness for a living. It doesn't always end well.
Then we'll just have to watch each other's backs.
Lucanis, I guess you can stop drinking coffee now.
Why?
Spite's not a problem anymore.
I like coffee.
Maybe you should step up to something stronger.
Like gingerwort tea?
Forget I said anything.
All right, I'll bite. What other name would you give Spite?
I don't know. Ask Spite what he wants to be called.
Huh?
It's his name, isn't it?
I think it's what he is, not what he's called. Asking just makes him irritable. Nev, were you muttering at your coat earlier?
There were burrs on it. I don't even know when they got there.
Those little green ones? I swear if the gods blight the world, somehow those survive.
I'd put good coin on that.
What did I do to deserve you?
So, you and Spite are allies now?
I'm not sure. Less adversaries, at least. Your own situation is different, isn't it?
It was. I mean, it is, but sometimes it just feels like this is just the beginning. There's something deep down, waiting. Does that make sense?
More than you know.
You and Ilario, that's gotta be uncomfortable.
His family. Of course it is.
You've talked, right? Honestly?
Of course not. You'll have to wait for some public gathering. Katarina's birthday, for example. We'll flip some tables, scream, and take swings at each other in front of the celebration roast. Then, either Taya ties us both up and kicks us down the cellar stairs, or Viago poisons us to get some peace. Family things.
Right. I'm not always agreeable.
Aren't you?
Am I?
You're trying to agree with me right now.
Damn it, Lucanis.
Nev, if you didn't want to be a detective when you were young, what did you want?
Honestly, I didn't know. And I hated that.
You hated unanswered questions. That's not exactly a twist.
Maybe not. I picked up odd jobs and picked up a reputation for finding things. Then someone hired me to find her brother. It was much bigger than what I'd been doing, but I knew no one else would try.
And you never looked back.
And now I chase gods and live in the Fade. That's life for you.
Alias yours, Nev. The rest?
Don't play nice.
I never...
Thanks, Lucanis.
The town is...
Mercenaries again. They have mages.
Not for long. You're cutting this awfully close, Rook.
Everything will be all right. I've got you, don't I?
You do.
What did this place used to be?
Looks like just another old elven palace to me. Gods must have built hundreds.
There are things I would have of you, Rook. Draw closer. You will learn what they are.
Elganon again.
Just more talk. Despite the cost, Gillenane is dead. We should still count it a victory.
I was worried you'd been caught in the backlash, or... You're okay?
I'm well, though that was no ordinary death blow. I assure you that striking down a god is not something any killer can mistake. That is worth remembering, given we still have 2 gods to destroy.
You sound a bit like...
Spite? Perhaps. I thought I'd lost you, Rook. All I had left was the fight.
I'm here. For you.
Then that is all I need. The crows have been busy in Treviso. The madness of the comic, the butcher, Evengi's mistakes. The wounds will heal with time, presuming the world does not end first. But victory is no final battle. It is everything that comes after. When you are ready to end this, Spite and I will be at your side.
This is Hazard! She's dead! Get over it!
An uneven crow and a spirit of determination.
Spite!
The two of you were bound unwillingly. It is a crime against you both. I may be able to separate you safely.
Spite and I made our own deal.
And you hurt Rook. You lie.
A fair point.
Hope the others and everyone fighting for us down below are doing all right.
They're doing their jobs. We need to focus on reaching the throne room.
This is it.
The last archdemon. The last elven god. If we're remembered for anything, it will be this. I'll try not to overshadow you.
Let's make it count.
And live to tell the tale.
Throne room's just ahead. Everybody ready?
I'm at your side, through anything.
You got us this far, Rook. Lead the way.